Hello guys, welcome to today's video. In today's part 1 video for the Form 1 Mathematics series, we'll be looking at Chapter 8, Lines and Angles. There will be several parts to this video, but in this particular video, we'll be looking at the types of lines. Without further ado, let's get into the video. There are several types of lines that you need to know. The line parameters will be helpful when we further learn angles. The key types of lines are parallel, intersection, congruent, transversal, perpendicular. Let's look at them one by one. Parallel lines are two straight lines that do not intersect at any point. For example, let us assume two tall buildings. Since these two buildings will never meet, we can safely say these two buildings are in parallel. The next one is intersection. When two lines share precisely one common point, they are called the intersecting lines. The next one is congruent. Congruent line segments are simply segments with the same measure or length. In this case, AB is the same length as CD. This can also be indicated by the double dash symbol. Moving on to the next one, a transversal is a line that crosses at least two other lines. The last one is perpendicular. Have you noticed anything common between the joining corners of your walls or the letter L? Perpendicular lines are two distinct lines that intersect at each other at a 90 degree. Next, we'll have a look at the basics of angles. Before we proceed further, let's see what does an angle means. The basic meaning of angle is space between two intersecting lines and is usually measured in degrees. An angle is usually denoted by the symbol as shown here and followed by the letters at the vertex or lines. For instance, we have a diagram illustrating an angle of 60 degrees. This can be written as angle of ABC is equals to 60, or angle of CBA is equals to 60, or the angle of B is equals to 60. The main point here is to take note of the vertex where the angle is associated. This will be the key when writing an angle. Here is another example. Let us pause the video for 5 seconds to see if you can get it right. If you have answered angle of DEF is equals to angle of FED is equals to angle of E is equals to 90, then you are exactly right. Good job, number sager. Moving on, let's look at more types of angles. This is a protractor. It used to construct and measure plane angles. The simplest protractor comprised a semicircular disc graduated in degrees from 0 up till 180 degrees. If you look closely, you can see the angle starts from 0 degrees up to 180 degrees. The first angle that we are going to look is acute angle. Any angle that is less than 90 degrees is known as an acute angle. In the picture below, the angle formed by the intersection measures 45 degrees. Thus, ABC is called as an acute angle. An angle that measures exactly 90 degrees is called a right angle. It is generally formed when two lines are perpendicular to each other, as shown in the figure below. Obtuse angle is an angle that measure ranges from greater than 90 to 180. An obtuse angle can also be found out if we have the measure of the acute angle. For example, obtuse angle measure is equals to 180 minus acute angle. Based on the diagram, the acute angle is 50 degrees. Subtracting 180 with 50 will give us the obtuse angle value. The same concept can be applied to find the acute angle when the obtuse angle is given. Based on this diagram, the obtuse angle is 130 degrees. Subtracting 180 with 130 will give us the acute angle value. The angle which measures exactly 180 degrees is called a straight angle. This is similar to a straight line, thus the name straight angle. Reflex angle is an angle whose measure is more significant than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. It's also known as the reflex angle. It is less than a full rotation but more than a straight line. Full angle is an angle equal to one turn or 360 degrees. Here is the summary of all the different types of angles that we have seen so far. Now, let's look at some sample questions. Example 1. Explain whether line segments in each of the following diagrams are congruent. As we saw earlier, congruent refers to lines with the same length. Since both the AB lines have the same length of 5 cm, hence line AB is congruent. In this case, one line is 4.5 centimeters and the other one is 4.8 centimeters. Since there is a difference in length, hence these two lines are not congruent. Now let's look at another example. For each of the following diagrams, state the type of angle. Based on what we have seen in the lesson, this is a reflex angle since the angle is clearly more than 180 and less than 360 degrees. The second diagram shows a straight line angle, which is equivalent to 180 degrees. This diagram shows that this is an angle of one whole turn or 360 degrees. Now let's look at another example. In this diagram, all the lines are straight. Find x. The critical pieces of information for this question are one whole turn is 360 degrees. Hence, by adding all the angles in this diagram, it will give us 360 degrees. A right angle is equivalent to 90 degrees. With these two infos, we can form the following equation. 360 degrees is equivalent to 110 plus 40 plus 90 plus 2x plus x. Further solving this equation will give us x is equals to 40 degrees. That's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. At the same time, if you have any questions or any preferred topics or question you want us to address, please share in the comments and we'll do our best to reply or assist. Thank you.